All right, with great pleasure, joining us now is Israeli Foreign Minister, Mr. Gideon Sa'ar. Minister Sa'ar, thank you very much, sir. A little bit of breaking news from President Trump and your own defense minister. Mr. Trump is saying, we don't know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He's an easy target, but we don't want to take him out or kill him for now. But we don't want missiles shot at civilians or American soldiers. Our patience is wearing thin. And then Mr. Trump is also talking about unconditional surrender. Your defense minister has also mentioned if Iran keeps sending missiles into civilian areas, you would consider taking out Khamenei. What can you tell us about that? Is he on the hit list? Would you consider doing this?
Yeah, well, Larry, we usually don't say time ahead who or what we will target, but I can say one thing for sure. While we are targeting the nuclear Iranian program, ballistic missiles program, military objectives, they deliberately target only civilians. They are targeting population centers, they are targeting women and children. And I can say that during all these days, we only had civilian casualties. So this is war crimes. This is something, of course, we will never do. This is unacceptable. And I expect everyone in the international community to raise its voice and say, this is unbearable that a country, a member state in the UN, is targeting, deliberately killing civilians. They think the Israeli people will be break by that, but I can tell you the Israeli people is very strong. This strategy is a huge mistake, and we will achieve our goals.
And
the Israeli public is totally supportive to this operation.
Yes. So another thing from President Trump, he is telling people in Tehran to evacuate immediately. That's a very forceful statement from our president, who, as you know, is a man of straight talk. How should we interpret that? What do you think the next step is? Is the United States going to join the war? Is it just defensive? I mean, why have Tehran evacuate immediately, in your view?
First of all, I would like to thank President Trump and thank the U.S. for the support they are giving us in our defense. It is appreciated here. We will never decide for others. It's the president that decides for the U.S. based on American interests and define what are the American national security interests. And they will have their decisions. And we can only say thank you for the support we are getting for the U.S.
But Mr. Trump is also adding, and this is a key phrase, a historic phrase, he wants unconditional surrender. Now, I hadn't actually heard anybody say that before. There's a long and glorious history of that term, going all the way back to Ulysses S. Grant in our Civil War, and, of course, going back to World War II. Unconditional surrender, is that, in fact, an Israeli goal?
Well, I will tell you how I look at it. President Trump was very consistent with saying that Iran shouldn't enrich and shouldn't have a nuclear power. And Iran played all the time. They use negotiations only to waste time. And during that time, they also made a progress getting closer to a nuclear bomb. As a matter of fact, they were very close to a nuclear bomb. Try to also deal with weaponization. So the way I see it is when President Trump is saying that, he means the same thing he said previously, that they shouldn't have a nuclear weapons and they shouldn't enrich. And until now, Iran just wasted time, deceived, lied. The IAEA simply said they are in a position of breaching their commitments, in a position of non-compliance. But the Iranian reaction was, well, we will open a new facility, a new enrichment facility. So this behavior is not acceptable anymore. And President Trump is a leader of the free world who is simply saying it very, very simply, in a very simple way.
So another point, the International Atomic Energy Commission, which verifies and enforces, and of course Iran is in noncompliance, they are reporting that the Israeli strikes at the Natanz nuclear enrichment center and reactor has basically cut off the power, Mr. Foreign Minister, and that has wreaked havoc and stopped all the enrichment and perhaps nuclear value. So my question is, everyone's asking how far have you gone to stop the nuclearization? Have you gone further than we think? Is this Natanz power cutoff typical? Might the same thing apply to Fordo, cutting off the power as well? Are you getting more done than the public and the world thinks on ending the Iranian enrichment capacity?
I think we achieved more than what people think. I think we already delayed that for a serious time. We damage both knowledge and facilities. So it is very significant, but I can tell you also, we hadn't finished our job. We still have a mission there. We know what we want to do. We have certain targets and objectives that right now, when our Air Force can fly more or less freely there, in Iran, above Iran, they can hit these targets, and we still need time to complete the mission, and we intend to complete the mission. We must remove this threat. It's an existential threat, and we will remove it.
Can you take out the Fordow enrichment plants without American help?
I won't say what we can and what we can't, but I will say simply, Israel will do whatever we can do in order to remove this threat. Whatever we can do, we will do. We will not save efforts. We went to this operation. That was a courageous, historic decision that our government, led by Netanyahu, received this last Thursday, and we will continue to do whatever we can do.
But you're not satisfied with postponing nuclearization. You want to destroy all vestiges of Iranian nuclearization. Is that correct?
We want to remove that threat. We want to do our utmost. Maybe things can also be done by others. This is something different. We will do whatever we can do.
Last one, Foreign Minister. Appreciate your time very much. Let's see. Mr. Trump continues to talk about holding additional talks with Iran and Israel. Holding the goal of the talks, he mentions ending nuclearization and ceasefire. In your judgment, would additional negotiations with Iran be of any value? Would they be fruitful?
According to the history, I don't believe them. They always cheated. They always deceived. They always lied. And they were very consistent in going forward. You know, we had all kinds of efforts to do that. But eventually we saw we don't have any other choice. So we reached very, very close. Our assessment is that they were far, maybe half a year, maybe even less than that, from an atomic bomb. And they have enough materials for 9 atomic bombs. So simply, it cannot be delayed. This issue should be solved now. And I think that also President Trump made it clear in his last statements that now is the time to solve this issue once and for all.
Yes. Well, good luck, Godspeed, Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar. We appreciate your time, sir, very much.